Welcome to our 5 on 5. Senator Ron Wyden is with us today. Senator, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Last year, the U.S. Forest Service had 20 air tankers to fight fires, but right now only 13 are under contract for the entire nation. Is that acceptable after what we saw in Curry and Josephine counties last summer?
No, we're going to have to beef up what's being done in terms of tankers. We have had some good news on several other fronts. The Congress has passed the legislation I've had with Senator Mike Crapo, Republican of Idaho, to end fire borrowing. And this is an uncommon triumph for common sense. In effect, the system is just discriminated against prevention. That will be no longer. Also, in some very good news for counties here, the Congress voted to reauthorize my Secure Rural Schools bill, and this is going to bring additional money to this part of the state. Jackson County will get almost $8 million next year. Klamath County will get almost $9 million. This goes for essential services. We're talking about roads and schools, and for the first time, law enforcement.
President Trump vowed to increase U.S. energy production and open more lands to drilling. Are you concerned there could be drilling off Oregon's coast? And if this is approved, what should be done in response?
I think drilling off the Oregon coast would really be bad news. It would, for example, it would be bad news for the coastal economy, because recreation is now a major economic engine on the Oregon coast. And if you have, for example, oil derricks visible when you're looking out at Haystack Rock, that's not going to be good for our recreation economy. You have an accident, we're in real trouble economically.
The president's closed a lot of deals in his business career. What would be your advice for him if he can get in the room with the leaders of both North and South Korea?
Well, I root for our country. I root for America, and if it's possible to get a breakthrough here between the Koreans, and we'll certainly be involved in these efforts, I'm all for it. What I will tell you is the history of the Kim family is they always seem to walk away with the full meal deal, which in this case would be relaxation from sanctions, more foreign investment, and no restrictions on their nuclear weapons. So we're going to have to tackle this very, very carefully, and I'm especially convinced that there has to be strong verification procedures, and should that be the case, that would be significant.
All right, we'll have so much more with Senator Wyden after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to our 5 on 5. We're here with Senator Ron Wyden.
Thank you.
After the FCC voted to overturn net neutrality, some states, including Oregon, have already enacted new net neutrality laws. A bill being considered in California would impose the nation's strictest state net neutrality law. Can states win this fight against the FCC to protect open internet?
The fact is, you really need, if you're going to protect the free and open internet, you have to do it nationally. I'm pleased Oregon and other states are moving to send a strong message. I introduced the first national net neutrality bill, and people ought to understand what we're talking about. Net neutrality means after you pay your internet access fee, you get to go where you want, when you want, and how you want. It is the essence of a free and open internet, and the new head of the Federal Communications Commission doesn't want this. He wants, in effect, kind of paid priority lanes where if you have a lot of money, you can get faster speeds and more content and things like that. It would really take us to a kind of information aristocracy, and I'm concerned that lots of folks, for example, in Southern Oregon need to learn about jobs. We've got a lot of small businesses that depend on fast speeds, access to content. I think we've got to make sure that we protect a free and open internet. We're going to have a vote in the Senate here coming up in a few days. It's going to be close. And I've been telling people at my nine town meetings this week that this is the time to weigh in.
You're co-sponsoring bipartisan legislation regarding hemp in the U.S. Senate. Could that benefit Southern Oregon's economy?
Sure could. I mean, a lot of people smile when they hear the McConnell-Wyden legislation. Senator Merkley is part of this as well. Rand Paul is part of it. And it came about when my wife was pregnant with Scarlett. And we went to a Costco in the neighborhood. Big package of hemp hearts. It said, great source of protein, good for your blood pressure, all these wonderful health attributes. But it was clear it could not be grown in Oregon. So I said to her, I think I'm going to advocate for the idea that if you can buy it at a Costco in Oregon, you ought to be able to grow it in Oregon. She said, well, dear, that's probably too logical for the field you're in. And now we've got it moving, and we've got the bipartisan Senate leadership behind it. I think it's going to be a real shot in the arm for Oregon farmers across the state.
All right, Senator, well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
We'll be right back.